Hello learners, I am Dr. Subodh Kesharwani, working with Indira Gandhi National Open University in the School of Management Studies. The topic which I am going to talk today is curtain raiser to spreadsheet and its utility in business world. I think this is a particular and very important, the theme which we are discussing today, because we have a lines of, discussion which focus on what exactly the spreadsheets, how we are going to use the formula, how this spreadsheet is going to be useful, what are the advanced Excel things, what are the ways by which we can do the accounting, we can manage all those things. And this is a very important aspect, because when you talk about the business, when you talk about the profit in the business or the loss in the business, this is very well managed by this particular application software. And when we go into the backdrop, we find out that spreadsheet is nothing but an application software. In our preliminary discussion, when we have started talking about the computers, we have very easily focused that the computer is a combination of software and hardware. And when you go into the backdrop of software, you find out that it is again bifurcated into application software and system software. So system softwares facilitates in booting the system, whereas application softwares are helping the systems in doing on the particular application. So this is one of the applications which is very important as far as the accounting is concerned, as far as the making of the balance sheet is concerned, or finding out the income and expenditure as far as the particular business is concerned. So this whole discussion talking today is more emphasizing on curtain raiser to spreadsheets and how it is going to be helpful and into the business world as a whole. So if we talk about this particular aspect, I think the discussion is like that. So if we start with meaning of spreadsheet, a spreadsheet is a large sheet having data and information arranged in rows and columns. And as you know that Excel is one of the most widely used spreadsheet applications. It is part of the Microsoft Office suite, and the spreadsheet is quite useful in entering, editing, analyzing and storing data. And there are certain the spreadsheets which is available in the open source. It's not like that the spreadsheet is only by the Microsoft Excel, but since Microsoft Excel is quite omnipresent in nature, so that could be the reason we are taking Microsoft Excel as a base as far as this particular course is concerned. So in our whole discussion, you will find out that spreadsheet is nothing but a large sheets which have certain rows, certain columns, and you can apply certain formulas and automatic the table is going to do. Because when you talk about accounts, when you talk about the journals, when you talk about the entries, I think it's quite big in numbers. And if you are going to do the things in a manual manner, I think it's really a cumbersome process, and somewhere the approach fails, the manual approach fails. So in that case, the best part is that you can use the technology, you can use the application software of spreadsheets, which can very easily calculate the calculations, or very easily add or sum up or whatever you want, you can do that, and you can twist that thing. So you can have varieties of options with this, and this is a very important aspect, because we have somewhere around 10 to 12 videos which is emphasizing more on how the spreadsheet is going to function. So if we talk about spreadsheet templates, templates are very useful tools. Microsoft Excel has many useful inbuilt functions which you can make use of in making your spreadsheets. In spreadsheets, you can organize data and do calculations in a very effective way and with ease. Excel spreadsheet examples are Excel templates consisting of sample spreadsheets which can help you in various ways in making your own spreadsheets. Various kinds of spreadsheets have been listed below, which can be useful for many different purposes. And if you see this particular image, you will find out that create Excel spreadsheet is something which is there. You have to go to the home page, and you find out that you can change the theme colors, you can change the row colors, you can change the column colors, and there you can fill. So the manner we have worked in the Microsoft Word as far as the text is concerned, making the table here, the calculation is there. So in Microsoft Word you can make a table, but you can't do the calculation. But here you can make the table and you can get the total in a very short span. So with the help of this formula, with the help of certain thoughts, you can very easily do that. So this whole discussion makes learners acquainted with how the spreadsheet functions, and how the spreadsheet is going to be quite useful when you are talking about the business as a whole. And there are certain general program shortkeys. If you talk about Control tab, move between Open Excel workbooks, and we will talk about what exactly the workbook is, what exactly the worksheet is, and control plus place down you do, move to the next worksheet in the workbook. If you do control plus page up, move to the previous worksheet in the workbook. If you talk about control plus arrow, move to the left, right, upper or lower most part current data region. If you talk about the control plus home, move to the upper left most cell in the worksheet. If you put control and move to the lower and right most used cell in the worksheet. If you make alt place down to move one full screen to the right in the worksheet. If you make alt page up to move one full screen to left in the worksheet. This is one of the example by which the ratio analysis spreadsheet is done. We have made the balance sheet where we have put the current account, current assets, current balance sheets. Then certain the components are there, gross margin, gross profit is there, and you see with the help of formula very easily we get the total. So manually we don't have to do the things, and once you go through this particular the modules or the weeks, you will find out that we have used the advanced Excel and we have taken a lot of examples which can defend your way of thinking, and you will find out that very easily with the help of the formulas you can go the calculations, and there is no so much involved manually into it. So what are the main functions of spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is a computer application for organization, analysis and storage of data in tabular form. Spreadsheets were developed as computerized analogs of paper accounting worksheets. The program operates on data entered in cells of a table. So what are the basic tools and functions of spreadsheets? Arithmetic function, if you are going to talk about, offer basic tools to process numerical data. Statistical functions have analysis tools, averaging tools, data function, process and converts dates. Logic functions process logic data and or etc. Financial function process monetary data. So what are the functions of spreadsheets? So spreadsheets have varieties of functions, rows and columns. Through spreadsheets, grid systems of row and columns all over information is neatly organized in one easy to read space. Formulas and functions, data filtering and visualization, custom formatting, accounting, analytics, presentation, project management. What are the benefits of using the Excel spreadsheets example? There are multiple benefits of using the Excel spreadsheet examples. The biggest benefit is that these examples helps you in saving a lot of time. Forming your own spreadsheets can require a lot of time and energy on your part, which can save by directly using these spreadsheet examples. And you can also see budget spreadsheets templates. So these spreadsheets examples help in making sure that you don't forget to input any important data while making your spreadsheets, something which happens more often than not. So these spreadsheet example can be used by anyone without requiring knowledge of various mathematical functions which are already present there in the various application software. Microsoft Excel is one of that. What is workbook? I think a file which contains one or more spreadsheets called a workbook. And when we talk about the row, horizontal lines of data in a spreadsheet identified with numbers, row count in Excels, and you see that it's something which is horizontal in nature and you can count the row. So column vertical lines for data in spreadsheet identified with letters, and column functions in Excel is indicated by this. And rows and columns in Excel, if you see in a combination manner, I think the blue line which is coming up on the screen is considered as row, and and the age which is there in a vertical manner is known as columns. So cell, the individual intersection between rows and columns labeled by the row numbers and column letters, and active cell, the cell that is currently being edited, marked by thin blank border around the cell. Always enter data at top row. When we are going to start, we have to start from the extreme upward direction and the extreme upward left direction, from where you can start making the data or putting the information. That is the reason we are emphasizing that always enter data at top row. Excel spreadsheet example is there. If you see, I think we have taken example of a ratio in our preceding discussions, and this is another way of example where we see that personal monthly budget is going to be depicted by that. So you see, you can, once you have a data in row and column format, very easily you can put in a pictorial format, in a graphical format. So in our coming discussion, we have a elaborative session which is emphasizing more on what are different types of graphics which is going to be used, because again the data size is very high, and if you are looking at row and columns, you would be confused and you are not in a position to know what could be the trend is. So with the help of this figure, with the help of this bar chart, pie chart, or various kind of chart, either it could be scatter diagram, histogram, we will see that how much important it is, and very easily we can analyze that in which direction the graph is going on. It's either in the upward direction or in the lower direction. So what is spreadsheet formula? A formula is an equation that makes calculation based on the data in your spreadsheets. Formulas are entered into a cell in your worksheet. They must begin with an equal sign followed by the addresses of the cells that will be calculated upon with an appropriate operand placed in between. So if you talk about the equal sign first part of any spreadsheet formula, and B2 C2 is basically a mathematical operators, and cell reference and address is there. So when you talk about made up of column headings and row numbers, so B2 plus C2 plus D2 is there, where somewhere it is indicate the columns and rows. So what are some uses of spreadsheets? With the help of spreadsheets, you can prepare budgets, maintain student grades, prepare financial statements, analyze numbers, manage inventory, make forecast, and this is not an end to that. You can have numerous ways of doing the things. If you want to make a list of something, you can do that. If you want to know the trend of the past students, how they are performing in particular class, you can add the data in the rows and columns, and then finally you can get the trend of that. So this is one of the ways. So what I mean to say that it have got ample number of avenues are there when you talk about the spreadsheet, and you get varieties of ways by which you can float the data or twist the data. So spreadsheet examples are Google Sheet, online and free, and LibreOffice is there, and Lotus 123 is there, Lotus Symphony is there, Microsoft Excel we have already talked about, and we have taken a base as far as our discussion is concerned. Then OpenOffice is there, then VisiCalc is there. So what exactly there, when we are moving further in our discussion, I think we will emphasize more on the Google Sheets, which is one of the important way of doing the analysis, because, and again, it's free and it's linked with your Google account, and very easily you can do that. So this is something, because the whole world is moving from conventional way of doing the things to cloud based. So Google Sheets keep the data on the cloud. You don't have to store on the stereotype hard disk or the solid state drive, and from the internet, from the cloud, you can do the work, and even if you want, you can edit the file at their own pace in the particular the cloud version also. So how are the spreadsheets used in business? The three most common general uses for spreadsheet software are to create budgets, produce graphs and charts, and for storing and sorting data. Within business, spreadsheet software is used to forecast future performance, calculate tax, completing basic payroll, producing charts, and calculating revenues. So what are the benefits of using spreadsheet in business? Easy payment tracking. While small business owners and those new to accounting can find it difficult to track payments, spreadsheets offer a simple solution. Spreadsheets are commonly used to analyze money that has been spent and income that has been received. So spreadsheet linkages with PowerPoint. We have a lot of discussions on PowerPoint. We have talked about how to make PowerPoint, how to make work on the PowerPoint, how to make presentation, how to animate presentation, how to use multimedia, so, and how to convert PowerPoint into a video. This we have already discussed in our preceding session. When the learners go through or recapitulate themselves, they will find out that we have a dedicated video. We have a lot of multiple videos which emphasizing more on that. But how you are going to link the spreadsheet with the PowerPoint, this is a new aspect which is there, and in coming discussion we will see that how there is a linkage between the PowerPoint and the spreadsheet. How in your presentation you can link the spreadsheet. So when you are presenting any things and there the trend comes, the tabulated format need to depict, I think very easily you can coordinate with the spreadsheet and put over there. So spreadsheet is a worksheet, is an arrangement of cells in columns and rows used to organize, analyze, calculate and report information, usually in numerical form. A workbook is a file which contains one or more spreadsheets. Meaning of spreadsheet in business perspective is that a spreadsheet is a computer application for organization, analysis and storage of data in tabular form. Spreadsheets were developed as a computerized analogs of paper accounting worksheets. The program operates on data entered in cells of a table. So learners, I hope we have a very preliminary discussion as far as this particular module is concerned, the video is concerned. We are emphasizing more on the curtain related to spreadsheets, and we know that how much important this spreadsheet is. in our preceding discussions, we see that we have talked about the textual part, we have talked about the presentation part, but how the spreadsheet is going to add a feather in a cap, that is something which need to be taken care, and that part we have done it very well in this particular discussion, because this is the preliminary talk which emphasize more on to find out that how the spreadsheet is going to bring a paradigm shift as far as the business is concerned, as far as the technology is coming up, and this is something which is linking with one another. So in our coming discussions, when we are going to focus more on the various ways of doing the spreadsheets, I think we will take some examples, we will take some data, and that data would be quite big in numbers. It could be in row and column, and that we are going to do in this particular thing. So by that, learners are able to acclimatize themselves with the hands-on experience, and they can able to do the exercises. So we have some certain activities, we have certain things which can make them mug up about the thought. So I think this whole discussion, emphasizing today was more giving the introduction to spreadsheets and how it is going to be helpful to the business world, because we are on the verge of completion of this particular course, and in coming discussions you will find out that how the application part is going to be there. So theoretical part is more or less completed, and hands-on training and hands-on experience as far as the spreadsheet is concerned is going to apply. And the good part is that whatever we have learned in our preceding sessions, either it could be the talking about the computers, or talking about the application part of computer, or introduction to computers, we have seen that the things had been changed, and this is the time where we are going to apply. So spreadsheet is something which provide you a platform to correlate with various activities. So whatever you have learned in Microsoft Word, whatever you have presented in PowerPoint, or whatever you have apply in PowerPoint, now the time had come where you are going to interrelate with that. And good part is that you will find out that lot of mathematical things which is there is going to be come up. So it's not like that if you are a account savvy or techno savvy, then only you can do that. Spreadsheet is very easy. There are certain formulas, there are certain thumb rules which you have to follow, and automatically the formula is going to calculate. So you don't have to manually go into the depth of that and do the things. So anyway, I think I have talked a lot about this particular session. Since this is a curtain raiser, so it can give learner a glimpse about that, but in our coming discussions, we will gradually, move into one-to-one basis and talk about what exactly the spreadsheet is, and we will take some good examples, and then finally, in coming discussions within, so this is a very important aspect, because the fifth block, which emphasize more on the spreadsheet, is talking elaborately about this particular aspect and how the formula is going to apply, how the the row and column need to be worked, how we are going to work on the worksheets or the workbook. So that is there. So this is somewhat cumbersome as compared to the first two block, and a little bit heavy also. So you don't have to worry. We will have some certain assignments, we will have certain MCQs which can navigate you, which can guide you and keep your morale up. So I hope by that I am going to wind up this particular session, and we hope that we have some more learning in coming days which can make our learner acquainted with this particular terminology, that is computer application business, and by that I am winding up, and hope that the learner have enjoyed this. Thank you very much.